If you want to talk about hustler, if you want to support hustler, then there is nobody who wants to be a hustler. Everybody wants to be prosperous. Everybody wants to be rich. Why should you tell people that you want to lead a hustler nation? Who wants to be hustling? People would like to come from hustler to become prosperous. And I want to introduce, first of all, our sister, Dr. Wenwa Akinyi, who is mwalimu. Yeye ni mwalimu mkuu katika chuo kikuu ya University of Nairobi, na yeye anafundisha chemistry. She's a scientist. Just say, yeah. Asante. Ya pili hapo kuna Jaoko Oburu. Huyo ni mtoto yangu. Just yeah. Oh, okay, all come here. All of you come here. Willie. This one is Rosemary Odinga. If you have heard of Raila's daughter called Rosemary Odinga, who was actually to become the MP for Langata, but she just missed it a little. Thank you, Rosemary, for just waiting. This is Winnie Odinga, is Raila's last born, and she is the Kitinda Mimba, and therefore the favored. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Now this is Elijah Oburu. This is in terms of sons, he is my last born son, and he works with Oparanya in their organization called LREP, the Regional Economic Bloc for Western Kenya. And this is my second born child called Jaoko Oburu. He works with Rasanga. I think he is going to brief the governor of Siaya. He is the minister of roads there for Rasanga. Yeye amnatengeneza barabara huko. Asante. Mimi nimekuja hapa kwa sababu nimealikwa na rafiki yangu SK Macharia. SK Macharia alikuwa rafiki ya baba yetu Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Yeye ameendelea kuwa na sisi kama familia ya Jaramogi, na yeye amekuwa sasa rafiki ya dhati ya Raila Amolo Odinga. Yeye ameumia kwa njia hii. He has suffered a lot about that, but he has persistently continued to be with us, and he continues to, because of the principles for which our family has stood and for which we have suffered. Coming to the musicians. Musicians are poets, and they drive the society. Our society has been driven by musicians. Even the church itself has been changed because of musicians. The churches, during the old days, the colonial days, in church you could not introduce music. They thought music was devil. It only belonged to people who are devil worshippers. And if you try to introduce music in the church, you would actually be excommunicated. But now, music is the order of the day. Music is now the order of the day in the churches. Why? It is because if they don't introduce music in the churches, young people will not come. If you go to Europe, where there is no music, there are no young people in the churches. Only old people are going to the churches because they are not making it vibrant. But here, musicians are driving the society. And if you want to talk about hustler, if you want to support hustler, then there is nobody who wants to be a hustler. Everybody wants to be prosperous. Everybody wants to be rich. Why should you tell people that you want to lead a hustler nation? Who wants to be hustling? People would like to come from hustler to become prosperous. Therefore, musicians must be brought up through legislation and through allocation of resources from the national fund to bring them up. We don't want to see musicians who are poor. In America, if you go to America, musicians are billionaires. In Europe, musicians are billionaires. Why should our musicians be hustlers? Why should they be beggars? We don't want a begging society. We don't want a handout society. We want a prosperous society. And musicians, for sure, will become prosperous through legislation and through plans and deliberate actions by government. That is what I wanted to say, just for the few words, and I also want to tell our people that we are one, particularly Mount Kenya and those sides of the Western Kenya. When you combine and you are one, Kenya gets the direction and Kenya prospers. But when you divide, Kenya fights and Kenya is divided. So Raila from the Lake Victoria has shaken hands with Uhuru from Mount Kenya, and there is no reason why Kenya cannot move ahead. Kenya will prosper, and I can tell you that Raila is clean. He has not done anything which makes it difficult for him to come to Mount Kenya. What has Raila done to Mount Kenya compared to the people who even shed blood of Mount Kenya people? What has Raila done? Apart from saying Kibaki Tosha, what sin has Raila committed to Mount Kenya? Is there any? I don't see any, and we are going to come to Mount Kenya and we are going to move freely and talk to our people the way we should. Thank you very much, and asante sana.